Good morning, guys. What the hell is going on these streets? My God. I have got some stuff to share with you guys. I'm literally sitting here after my son left for school, and I'm just like, what the fuck? First off, you guys notice the title of this live? The drama on YouTube has once again uh, overshadowed a missing person, l not near as bad as it did in the Sebastian Rogers case because there's lawsuits, there's ROs, there's RICOs, and all of those things have nothing to do with Sebastian. Not one. There's 4 ROs, and that has to do with, like, another creator, and then Sebastian's mom, stepdad, and step-grandparents, but that's a whole whole 'nother story. But what the hell is going on these streets? Can anybody explain this to me? It's like everybody lost their ever-loving mind on this stuff. Oh my god. I told you guys. Oh, there has been a new player that has entered the chat with the JLR, the nerdy addict, white boy lockdown stuff. New player has entered the chat. We'll get to that one here in a minute. Pretty sure I shared it. Yeah. Telling you what though. I got some stuff to show you guys, and I'm just like, "What the hell? What the hell?" Like, I can't wrap my mind around this bullshit that's going on. Let me see here. Is this one? Okay, so we're gonna start off with this.
Right now. And this guy's been stalking me
Oh,
for
wait, no, we
years.
don't wanna watch that one. I'm so sorry. Okay, so nope, not Molly Golightly. Where we at? Here we are. This is what I started this morning. Okay, it's, Nerdy Attic. Shout out Nerdy. Go follow him. He's on here too. Nerdy Attic and Eva is the YouTube name. Now, Nerdy Attic was out, I don't wanna say in front of JLR's house, but he was out on the busy highway or busy road leading into JLR's, subdivision area, along with, White Boy Lockdown. Okay. He posted this last night at 8:55 PM last night. Priceline. Reminder about blah, blah, your package receipt. We can't see the whole thing, so I don't actually know if he, um, is going. He could be just screwing with JLR because I'll get to what I believe he's the one who sent the county sheriffs down there. I believe it was Nerdy Attic. But Priceline, you're booking for Tucson. I think he's trying to scare the shit out of JLR because JLR's there right now. He's down there right now. He did a video, I think it was this morning, showing of like how dark that area is where Nancy's house is, and I'm like, damn, that is dark. Let's see. This is from DTM Investigate Case Summaries. I'm not sure who this person is. I've never heard of them. But let's take a look at this. Where's the heck? Where is the Oh. Okay, there's these stories are getting pretty deep. Let me drop the link in case anybody wants to come.
And we're live. Come on in, folks. Live. Come on in, folks. All right. Showtime. Come on in, folks. JLR Investigates. Come on in. Come on in, folks. Come on in. We're live.
Okay, real quick. I watched just a little bit of this. And I wanted to fully react to it. So the videos I'm going to show you, I've watched just a small bit of it because I want you guys to hear my full reaction because some of this stuff I'm like, "Oh my god."
Live. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. We're going to talk. Come on in. Come on in, folks. But I have a situation going on here I have to possibly take care of.
Hey, it's Jim. Jim the mannequin. He's boots on the ground.
A stalker. So I might have to let you go. Folks, so I just want to bring everyone's public awareness. I got a guy literally like came to my house. Like, I'm serious. Like, I'm serious. Like, I'm serious. I'm going to show you this habitual, violent, dangerous criminal.
His fucking Jim and his Pepsi.
Imagine making a life out of doing this to other people on their front doorstep.
By the name of Matt Demaro. And he's literally live streaming down the street from my house.
He can do whatever he wants. We are entitled to exercise.
Real quick. So a JLR just said that his name, which I'm not going to say his name, but said he was live streaming down the road from his house. Now keep that in mind that JLR said live streaming down the road from my house because I have some proof to show you.
Our First Amendment right here. So,
real quick, for those of you that don't know, I'm under the impression it's because of Bullhorn Betty that people are not allowed to protest in front of other people's houses. If it's not Bullhorn Betty, it has to do with Bullhorn Betty and JLR for the bullshit that they pulled out in front of Brian Laundrie's house. If you want to see that, I'm sure you can go on YouTube and Google some of like Bullhorn Betty or JLR investigates in front of Brian Laundrie's house. Oh, Molly Golightly was there too. They put out there. Somebody went and bought it was a white a laundry basket, one of those hard plastic ones, those kind of long ones, like rectangled ones, and put some. I don't know if the clothes were dirty, but they threw it on their lawn, and Betty was calling them dirty laundry.
I wonder if he's going to drive out here. No, he's pissed. It's hilarious. He only confronts women as right? Yep. I mean, this would be his jam, right? It's right down the road from him. Yep. Come scream at us. Yep.
He won't.
He's literally live streaming down the street from my house right now. And this guy's been stalking me for years, making numerous videos. So I might have to call the police.
People were saying that he did. I have no idea. Don't really care. We've done nothing illegal at any point today. We've stayed on public sidewalks and roads and continue being here. So
file a restraining order against.
So it's okay for JLR to go out in front of people's houses. Let's go. Nancy Guthrie, Laundries. I can't remember if he was at Quentin Simons. I don't think he was. There was another one he was at. I can't think off the top of my head. But it's okay for him to go out and do this all over the country. But these guys are literally like 2 or 3 blocks away from his house in the public, on a public street. And they can't do it. Just hold on tight with it. Because we're going to see what the sheriff says.
This is reasonably fear. This is some fear. This is some fear. I got this guy literally in front of my house right now.
I've never seen someone so scared. First of all, we're 0.4 miles away from his house. Exactly. He's done this to Candace. Well, Don literally followed them to the point where it's almost stalking to their jobs, to their houses. And now all of a sudden he has a problem with freedom of speech and protest.
Seriously, I'm not playing. I got this guy.
Please say my name, JLR. Get the whole channel name correct.
He was afraid and calling the police and getting her.
They're calling. If you go on Nerdy Addicts X, and I think White Boy too. I think White Boy's doing it. They're calling him Jim the Mannequin, and it's hilarious. You would just have to know you see the whole thing. Like, it's hilarious.
Restraining order. You can get a restraining order. I won't even contest it because I never plan on being close to JLR.
This stalker by the name of Matt Demaro. And this guy's been stalking me for like years. Literally makes videos and stalks me. And, ooh.
Two things. We both got permission. Not permission, but I gave Pasco County a courtesy email on the 22nd. On the 23rd, they responded saying, not a problem.
We have screenshots, and I shared them, and I will show them.
Today, when I arrived, I scoped out the area for a public area where we could do this. I spoke directly with a sheriff. He was down the road. I made sure that the area where we were protesting and holding up signs was good and sufficient to law enforcement. His only comment was, as long as you don't trespass on private property or businesses and stuff.
I'm gonna have to file police reports and file a restraining order. We'll just keep this up just in case something happens to me.
Real quick, if you're not understanding this video, the video was put together to look like the mannequin is the stalker, is the one that's harassing him. Missed opportunity.
Somebody busts in the house or whatever like that. But yeah. Now, whoa. He's literally live streaming in my neighborhood.
That's right. I haven't seen this far into it.
And he's specifically targeting me.
Imagine making a life out of doing this to other people on their front doorstep.
Yeah. Whoa. All right.
I've never seen someone so scared.
So yeah, definitely police reports will be filed. I'm definitely filing a protection order tomorrow. So people have been putting in, I had to look and I'm like, what? Let the police handle it. But I might have to go contact the police right now and let them know, take appropriate measures, right? I think with that being said, I'm going to sign off and go handle things. But please pray for me. Please pray for my family. This guy here has been stalking me for years. This is the same one that's been calling my house. You guys seeing it, documenting it. This stuff is crazy. This is crazy. So I'm calling the police and I am filing a restraining order against this guy. So, whew, crazy. So should we end the live or should we just keep going? So I'm going to sign off for now. I'll be back and take care of this and take legal action immediately. All right, we'll talk soon.
I blocked you. I couldn't help myself when I seen that one. I was like, oh my god, I gotta show you guys. Okay, and then that's just of the mannequin. Shout out to DTM Investigates. Let's throw him a follow. Okay, I'm following. Okay, new player has entered the chat. So Bullhorn Betty decided to dip her toes into this, and the only reason why is I'm assuming. See, I'm not even following her. Nope, I am good. Anyways, I think she dipped her toe, or she's dipping her toes into this to see because her views on YouTube has severely gone down. So let's listen.
Up so early. I will tell you something that happened yesterday that really rubbed me the wrong way. And it rubbed me the wrong way, not for any other reason. I mean, I always believe in advocacy. But as you guys know, I don't really like getting into drama, and people have accused me of...
You don't like getting into drama. Betty, you're the one who has four ROs against you from a missing boy out of Tennessee, Sebastian Rogers, mom, stepdad, and step-grandparents. And you don't like getting into drama. Okay.
Of seeing somebody I'm not seeing, I haven't even spoke to for 3 years because I refuse to acknowledge what they're saying because I think it's lies. And I'm not willing to get down whether I like the person or not. I do the right thing all the time, whether it's easy or not, and this is the right thing to do. At the end of the day, I have found a lot of information out, and the bottom line is there was an altercation. I don't know if it actually went physical or not by either party. All I know is this right here is, from my understanding, after a nose job. So
okay, but what led to her getting the black eye / nose job? I'll give you a hint. You have two of them. You're either a righty or a lefty. Like, okay, she had to get her nose fixed. She probably couldn't breathe. There's a police report. If I'm assuming the police report is legit and not AI or made up. It happened, which led to the breaking of the nose. She probably had a deviated septum. I have a deviated septum. Busted my face on a windshield. It's a whole long story. But anyways, She probably couldn't breathe. Yes, black eyes do happen with nose jobs.
We're using photos from a nose job that obviously would blacken an eye as the photo for domestic violence. And I find that despicable. I find that all types of wrong. And then furthermore, we do advocacy and we show up at people's houses, right? We do that all the time here on this channel. We have no problem doing that. But the difference is these people are already in the spotlight for doing something, either having a child missing. We didn't put them in the spotlight. They're already in the spotlight. And the TV crews are already outside of their homes as is. Their privacy is already gone because they are part of a national media spotlight. But when you take a private citizen and you go out there and you show their home before the world, that is doxing them. That is dangerous. And when they're content creators, especially in
Miss, I've been to Quentin Simon's house. You showed the house that he lived in. You went to the Idaho 4 house, showed the house they lived in. Summer Wells, you showed the house she and her siblings and family lived in. There's numerous other ones that I can't think off the top of my head because it's too early in the morning. So when you do it, it's okay? Okay.
light of Nancy Guthrie, and especially in light of the Savannah Guthrie situation where because of her fame, other family members were targeted. And it seems like this may potentially be because of the notoriety of Savannah. I find this distasteful. I find this dangerous. I find this to be exactly what they wanted it to be. And what they wanted it to be was somebody to know where this man lives and try to hurt him over something like this. And I think that is, I don't like.
Who tried to hurt JLR? Can anybody tell me who has tried to hurt JLR? I'm sure if something happened, if they went knocking on his windows or his door, or they followed him, we would hear all about it. Crickets.
Saying that I'm anti-violent with violent rhetoric. And that to me is what, especially this guy right here, I know him and I know his wife before we had a falling out. Why do we have a falling out? Because
okay, what she's about to say, I know nothing about. I will have to look it up. You do your own research before we start saying and things that we do not know about people. I'm going to tell you that right now because you will get sued out on these streets. Just do your own research.
on his wife's birthday, he chose to whip her. He chose to hurt her. He chose to take a closed fist and hit her in the face. And I had to stay on the other end of that line while he was doing this. And then all of a sudden, him and his girlfriend get mad at me. Mind you, I never talked about this up until that point. And they decided to, because I had this information, they decided to separate from me and try to club me over the head every opportunity he got because I knew this deep, dark secret about him, this man here and his wife. And since then, our relationship has been fractured because of that. And that was on her birthday. Here, honey, let me give you your birthday present. Whack, right? That's this guy that's holding this sign. I know him personally, and I know what he did. And so does his wife. And so does his wife. So I find this all too
like I said, do your own research. I know nothing about him. I know a little bit about Magnolia. Big ol' X on Betty. I know too much about her. Like I said, I don't know if he did this. Do your own research. If you can figure out what county he lives in, you can go right to the courthouse online and look up the records.
despicable all over the place, no matter how you look at the situation. So anyways, let's get off that because I don't want to see his face anymore. I found it dangerous, but it's funny. They can do this, right? They can do all of this, but they can't go out there and help find a missing child or a missing person or a victim of crime, real crime. Not one thing
You just stand
manufactured
out there
and
and
lied about.
live stream.
So
And
I
yell.
found this highly, highly, highly disturbing. But again, not my
You don't
monkey, not my
actually search. So Betty wants people to go out, boots on the ground, searching for kids. I'm all for that. If you have the training. If you're an actual certified searcher. If you know how to grid search because you've had the training. Oh, I will stand out there and I will make you sandwiches and get you some water and everything. But people like Betty, hell no. She just stands out there. Just stands out there.
circus. At the end of the day, I could really care less, but I'm just saying that you're putting people's lives in danger on these channels. I don't see how you're any different than the people that abducted Nancy Guthrie. So that's just my statement. I find it wholly despicable.
I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. I'm feeling a little bitchy today. So, let's see, what else do I got? What was this? Oh, okay. This this is Okay, so this is Molly Golightly. If you haven't been around, Molly is I don't wanna say it because I don't wanna catch a lawsuit. Um, she was standing out in front of Quentin Simon's house, just like Betty, screaming at the top of her lungs, and told Justin what's his name on here? He changes it. Justice for no, is it not Justice for All? Pearls? Justin Pearls? I don't fricking know. I'm sure somebody here knows who Justin is. Told him to turn it up, and they were playing crying baby sounds in front of the house, which no, not in a neighborhood. No, no. Mm-mm. But I'm not gonna play her whole thing. Just start talking.
Not sure what's happening here, but I definitely did not say
Sorry. She's like, oh man.
Meow.
Ow. This is
Meow. So these crazy pants ended up white boy lockdown and nerdy addict ended up having a protest not too far away from JLR's home.
Oops.
So he's over there and I clipped it. You can see it in my shorts. That he's scared for his life. So I'm sitting there for like the first 2 seconds and I'm like, wow, I had no idea that these people were having like a protest against domestic violence. One thing I picked up about it was the fact that, they were talking to people that were asking and stopping them saying, what is this about? Well, this is about justice for Magnolia. It's domestic violence awareness. You are legally allowed to be in the streets to raise domestic violence awareness. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So for Jonathan Lee Riches to gaslight his own subs and say, you guys, I'm in fear for my life.
Molly does have a point. She does. Well, I can't stand Molly. She does have a point, and I will agree with her.
I'm literally scared for this guy. If something happens to me, oh my God, he's been stalking me for years. I don't know anything about him stalking you. But this coming from JLR is rich. There's multiple reports, evidence that he's been outside everybody's house. It goes as far as people complaining on multiple occasions that he looks into people's windows, okay? So you're telling me that you feel threatened when there's a girl that just had reconstructive surgery on her face because of you. One thing that stuck out at me was, when passersby say, what's this about? And he says, you can hear Jonathan's, not Jonathan, God, get the names. White boy say, he allegedly, no, it's not allegedly. 911 call, police report, photos, and it's already hit the news. What is Jonathan?
Yeah, it's not allegedly anymore, but I'm going to say allegedly. So, but Molly has some great points.
Lee Riches not understanding. If you feel that you're in fear for your life, the cops in the legal system, cops are not your friends, okay? They're not going to protect you. You're not well liked. You are under a microscope right now because of your bad choices. You're not under a microscope right now because you're this great person. You're not.
JLR is has been and will always be under a microscope by LE. His past. I mean, yeah, FA, yeah, FO.
Under a microscope because you've been doing great things and everybody's jealous of you. I know that that's the narrative that you want to put out, but it's not going to work, okay? Now, another problem. So I make a couple of calls, and sadly, it is Sunday, and this happens pretty quickly. So within 25 to 30 minutes of me being on these phone calls, they have to vet this story to make sure that if they fly by that intersection, which it's totally plausible, but had we gotten heads up, everything would have been just fine. So you always, just remember, is this something TMZ would be interested in? Yes. Because remember, he was outside the Nancy Guthrie house. Now, is this going to make him more popular? Yes. Is this going to bring him more views? Yes. But it's going to diminish the credibility because people are speaking out against the hypocrisy. So if you're not understanding what the basis and the logic is when it comes to, thank you, honey, when it comes to why people are reacting the way that they are towards him, it's because many people feel slighted. Now, if you're someone like that, is desperate, if you're the type of woman that writes to dudes in prison, if you have low self-esteem and you're a female and you're still simping for him, and you're thinking that he's some sort of victim, I think you should be calling a victim's hotline and asking.
Oh, God. I wonder. I don't want to play all this because this is Molly's thing and I'm going to let her get the views. But you seen right here, Go Lightly Life Coach. She, I think she's being evading. I'm not really sure what she's doing. She used to have 100,000 subs and then keeps restarting. But Molly, you see this or hear this, girl. I disagree with you on a lot of stuff, but this I agree with you. I do. Now, here's the when oh my god, who was it? Was it Nerdy? I believe it was Nerdy was talking. He emailed what county is it? Pasco office. Hello, I'm writing as a courtesy to notify the Pasco Sheriff's Office that I plan to be present in Pasco County on Saturday, March 28th, 2026, and Sunday, March 29th, 2026, holding signs and live streaming while seeking answers regarding public allegations involving a YouTube creator with a large following, Jonathan Lee Riches. We already know who he's talking about. My intent is to encourage only peaceful, lawful activity in a public area. I do not intend to trespass, threaten anyone, block traffic, or interfere with law enforcement activity. I will be documenting my activity by live streaming for transparency and public accountability. I wanted to provide advance notice in the event your office receives calls about my presence, signs, or recording. If there are any public safety concerns or lawful restrictions I should be aware of for the area where I am present, I would appreciate that guidance. Thank you for your time. And what do the popos say back? Hello, no concerns, and thank you for the information. Boom, mic drop. Oh my god. I found this hilarious.
Guys literally like
Hold on. Let me
in my house. Guys literally like came to my house and went like, I'm serious. He is like literally live streaming down the street.
I couldn't help myself.
Guys literally like
I thought it was
came to my house and went like,
I'm another bullhorn betting
stuff, and I'm not going to sit there because, I mean, I'll go in front of anybody's house, right? But I typically don't go in front of other content creators' house. I don't draw attention to private citizens or put them in danger, and I felt like that was the only purpose these folks did. And I find it awfully funny that Nerdy Addict was out there as well, and I think that's going to pose a little bit of a problem with Nerdy Addict being out there for another issue. But anyways, I don't know. I just think that I would have preferred that people just, if you're going to want to advocate, do it something that's positive, like a child abduction. Go out there and search for a missing child. I mean, hell, they're in Florida. We got a lot of missing people in Florida. Certainly, there's better things they can be doing with their time.
Then go out there, Betty, and look for these kids. I did it. Well, I didn't go out and look. If you go back a couple lives, I went on the FBI's missing persons list. And I randomly clicked on them because I didn't have time to do them all. So I just randomly clicked on them, showed their missing flyer, read out everything, and then Googled their name and played some news clippings to bring them back to the front, and out in the public. So in case somebody who stumbles across that live or was watching that day, like, hey, I've seen that kid before. And then boom, makes a call to LE, says, hey, I seen this person. They're missing, blah, 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 blah. And the person comes home. Now, granted, that probably will not happen. I mean, a lot of the cases were older, but you just never know. Why don't you try doing that, Betty?
Especially in that area, the Tampa Bay area where they were. I mean, there's a lot of disadvantaged children that could use some searches and stuff like that. I hear that people are getting crazy. They are getting crazy. I mean, look at what happened to Miss Nancy Guthrie. What they did was irresponsible. And that's the point. I don't really care if you do. It's about the irresponsibility. Because people have done that to me. I can't sit here and say that I don't like it to me and then not fight with such stuff. It's just like even that time that what's that one trashy lady from North Carolina? She went over by was it Bombshell or something? They drove up to another content creator's house with a bullhorn, and she's like, rah, 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 through the bullhorn and drives off. And I'm like, what the hell is that? I mean, if I'm bringing my bullhorn out, I'm bringing the recliner. Like, I'm one of those people that like to stay for a little bit. I'm moving in, right? I'm moving in. But anyways, I didn't like that either.
She stood in front of Quentin Simon's grandma's house. I know it was minimum of 2 weeks, maybe a month, When she says she's moving in, she's moving in.
Didn't really care for either one of the content creators, but I said something about that too. This world is crazy, and when you incite your audience and then you show somebody where that person lives, you're only asking for somebody to come over there and hurt. There is no other reason for you to do that. And we've said that on this channel a lot. There's no reason for you to do that unless you want somebody hurt, because that's the only objective that you're going to get from that action. So the way I look at it is, if you're doing the action, then you want the result. And what's the result? Somebody getting hurt. That's the result. That's the end result. Is somebody getting hurt. It was just, I mean, I'm all for.
I'm going to keep my comment to that last statement that she made to myself. Oh, yeah, this TMZ. I saw this
in
morning.
our email that looks like it's written like a ransom note for Savannah Guthrie's mother.
Okay, listen. This makes a lot of sense too, because Savannah has said that she does believe at least 2 of the ransom notes are legit, and they say why in here.
And they're very
certain amounts of money,
very specific.
Bitcoin.
And also, they say at the bottom there are certain things they're saying about what she was wearing and damage to the house.
What damage? That's a new little tidbit. There must be damage inside the house, because if they went in the front door, we don't know if the back doors were jarred open or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that there's some type of damage in the house. But I want to know what damage.
They're clearly saying to verify that
it's us.
We know what we're talking about here.
So we've contacted the sheriff's department, and we want to get them this letter. We had a little trouble getting through to the right person, but the person we spoke with is now forwarding this to somebody in the detective bureau. So if my phone rings, I may have to stop and.
What's interesting is, there was just a news conference that just ended with the sheriff, and he was asked about. We're going to do this segment
real quick. I want to pause right here. Can you see like the look on their eye as they're talking about the letters? It's like they already know. Like I feel like they know she's not alive.
in a few minutes, but he was asked about a ransom note, and he just said, "We're following all leads."
Yeah, and this it's again, we don't know.
We don't know if
it's
this
authentic,
is legit, right.
if it's authentic or not. But they're when you read it, they're acting as if, yeah, only we would know these things,
right.
And we're serious. And there's a dollar demand and an or else in there.
Mm-hmm.
So we will let you know as this thing kind of develops.
Oh God. Oh my God. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys some of that stuff because, well, what the hell is going on? It's starting to take a turn into the Sebastian Rogers case. What is this? Ooh. My husband just texted me. He's getting a migraine. No answer. Day 59. Day 59. Let me see. The Pima County Board of Supervisors. So, legal advice on how to address allegations of perjury against Sheriff Nanos on Friday. Ooh. Let me see her. Oh, I thought he texted me back again. The sheriff overseeing the search for Nancy Guthrie is accused of lying about his I can't say that word. His record, claiming he had never been suspended on the job. Public records indicate he was actually suspended for multiple weeks earlier in his career for things like excessive force, coming to work late, failure to report for duty, and firing a gun inappropriately. Oh, shit. All back in the 70s and 80s. More recently, Nanos is also facing scrutiny. There we go. What is up with these words that I can't say today? Over his narrow election win over former Pima County Sheriff Department Lieutenant Heather Lappin. That poor girl. You guys need to dig into this girl and the election against Nanos, and you'll see why. And let me see. And a First Amendment lawsuit from the president of the County Deputies Union, Aaron Cross. Okay, question. Have you ever received discipline as a law enforcement officer? Answer, yes. Question. What is the nature or extent of the discipline that you received? Answer, primary, you know what I mean. It would have been like, "I'm not a good very good driver." Wait, it would have been like, dot, 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 "I'm not a very good dri—" What the fuck? What what kinda answer is that? Question, okay, or Q, okay, I thought it was question. It could be the guy. A, so I had a lot of car accidents, so, a letter for this or a documented verbal for that. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Did you ever receive a discipline that rose to the level of suspension? No. Oh, he's been suspended a couple times. What's this? Oh, allegations. Oh, this is some dates. Suspended for 10 days. I wish we could read some. Unnecessary force. I can't read that word. Not sustain. Tardiness. 1 day. LWOP. Violation of duty written. Man. Violation of some. God, you can't read half of this shit. Information only. What the fuck? Can't read that one. 1 day suspension. Violation of something. And else like injuries. 3 day suspension. Off duty incident. Information only. Excessive force not sustained. What the fuck? Oh my god. Ugh. I was where what is that? Is that a 0? Because I'm like, what is this? Is this I don't know. I'm just looking at dates to see if they're all in order. Okay, where are we at? Habitual tardiness, 1 day suspension, excessive force, 15 days suspension, it looks like. Violation, something, and I can't read all that. I can't read what that says either. I want to say habitual, but this looks like an S. 2 day suspension. You gotta be fucking kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Christopher Nanos entered service on 2/2 of 76 allegations. Insubordination, imprisonment in lieu of termination in 82. Consistent insufficiency in lieu of that didn't mean nothing. Wow. Let me see. Question: why is BHB on your? She is the kid. I don't have her on my. I don't. My thumb tab will show up after I'm done. It's showing pretty much what I'm looking at that time. Girl, no, I would not put her on my thumb tab. She's a horrible person and disgusting. If you go back and look, my thumb tab will probably be it'll be the black and it says Mick on it when the videos or when I'm done with the live. Let's see here. What else is new? Like this crap. This is just ridiculous. Like like I told you guys we were gonna go over the stuff. I'm gonna jump over to YouTube here soon and see what's on there. Jennifer Coffendorfer, Nancy Guthrie. Let's recap facts known. I'm not playing her. Oh, Nancy Grace, girl, what is? Damn, no. Nancy Grace says Guthrie disappearance reopens wounds from her fiance's murder. I seen a little bit about that, but that has nothing to do with this. Hold on, my husband texted me. Let's see what else. I think I was shocking details behind family decision not to pay ransom. I don't. If it's like I want to open that. You stay away from them, people. They will do. You look up your family. Oh, I know. I actually came to YouTube because I found Betty on TT. And I followed her over here, and then when Quentin Simon happened, I ended up, like, straying away from Betty, and I'm on the dark side, or I'm in the roach group, as Betty likes to call it. Yeah, I'm not no. I watch what I say. I wanna read this, but I don't know that, so we're not gonna open that. Fox News. Coffin number. What is this one? USA Today. Went missing 2 months ago. She'd been found USA Today via USA because of lousy sheriff. Always remember a sheriff is a politician. Definitely. Most never been in law enforcement and are not test. And most are not test too. I know I can't English most days. So is this that guy? Why is nobody talking about this man? He was a Pima County Sheriff deputy. He was placed on leave, then terminated because he was being investigated by Secret Service. Look at the tattoos. Look at the mustache. Is this that guy? Is this that guy that sheriff they just arrested for kidnapping? Because I kind of do think. Let me see if I can find the picture. Like I feel like he looks like. Why does it always do that? I feel like he looks like if you would take the mask off. I know somebody did a side by side. Like, where's the side by side? This. Let me see here.
David Reynolds.
Oh, I really want. That's what I was gonna do yesterday. I was gonna try to find the side by side, but something had popped up very, very suddenly, and I had to leave. Let me see if I can find it. Like the side by side is uncanny. What the hell? Why is nothing? Come on. Why is nothing loading in? Let me refresh. I really want to find this for you guys. Come on, keep loading. Keep loading. Keep loading. What the fuck is this? Nancy Guthrie floor plan? Who the hell made a floor plan? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Hold on, let me. God, what is the guy's name? I'm trying to think what the guy's name is. Oh, hopefully I'll find it. I really wanted to show you guys the side by side. Fox 6 News. Monday marks day 58 in the search for Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old mother of NBC. We already know this. It has been 8 weeks. You know what? Let's go over to YouTube. I'm getting bored with this. How did I find this stuff yesterday? I can't remember how I found it yesterday. Oh wait, what is this? Jailer and Tucson Plus. That was only 8 hours ago, and she doesn't have very many views. But let's listen a little bit.
Hello.
An appeal, fight and trials. Okay, I guess she's not talking right there. Plug was live last night. I watched his live from last night. Or he was. Where'd the video go? I literally just watched it. This guy though. Go follow Plug's follow. He's pretty cool. I like him. There's no probable cause. She flew home this morning.
Documents to go over. I know I've been putting out those 911 calls as I get them, and I just paid for another one last night. We'll talk about it. This is the case of JLR Investigates, Jonathan Lee Rich.
She is really good. She digs into a lot of stuff.
A couple of months. Oh, hell no. A couple of minutes ago. Listen, the hits keep on hitting.
It's Molly again.
Hello, guys. Just saying hi. I am working right now. Just catching up on my
himself.
Oh, I watched him doxing my cousin in Florida. Girl, we're not doing that. Queen Bee, she's a good one too. She's a good one. This is the dark side that I went to.
All right, for anybody that likes to come over and say things like, innocent till proven guilty. Yeah, I think we understand that. I think people.
How you guys doing today? It's Anthony Ganji. Welcome to another episode of Tier Talk. Guys, I do got an update related to the JLR. And
I'm trying to find something good here.
How you guys doing today? It's Anthony Ganji. Welcome to another episode.
9 days ago.
Breaking news. I was childish. I shouldn't have done it, but I did it anyways. But we do got some updates. We do have some information. We got a whole lot of non-information and a bunch of complete stuff most people would call slop. So let's wade through the BS, the nonsense, and the never-ending drama that is the backstory.
I don't know this guy. This is the first time I've seen him. So I mean, you can go over and probably watch the full video. If I don't know him, I'm not really going to play a lot of their stuff. I don't know who this is either.
A story that was developing. Not much has developed over the weekend, but a lot of people are talking about it now.
Oh, let's find some good stuff. Read the report. There's that guy again. I'm going to say it right now. I'm not going to get into what is in that report. I'm sure we've already seen it. Just in case there are DV victims in here or catch it on the replay. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put them back through that trauma. I was bullied and painting. Okay, that's not anything. See, 8 days ago. Let's go back to. I thought there's going to be something good. Oh, you know what we could do? Hold on. I want to go back to that and watching stuff too. Like I said, I was off over the weekend. I was just spending time with my stepkids. Where the hell is my thing? Hold on. There we go. Where's Nerdy? There he is. Nerd's got some good stuff too. Let's see what he's got. 2 Mississippi teenagers, San Diego detective, 5 people were pew. There's Nerdy's post. Starlink. Coldwater Police. Any of Nancy's neighbors in Tucson want to jam up the live streams? Just play Taylor Swift music. It will be taken down for copyright. You're welcome. Oh, let me see. So this cartel is known to apologize. I'm not into the cartel stuff. Including NASA. He doesn't really have much. Okay, let's go to Sleuthy. Magnolia's got anything new? March 21st, 29. Nope. I'm not sure I don't know about Criminal Network anymore now. White boy. What? Wait. Jill investigate called boom boom threats in on girls. Ex-girlfriends. What?
And I'm getting this video out to you. So Molly Golightly, she had a couple ex-girlfriends come on the show and do a tell-all. And this dude's been doing bomb threats. He's on disability, the grifter. Years ago, when this lady was dating the guy,
this was posted.
She caught him doing gift card scams. So he's always been a scammer, but he's calling in bomb threats to malls.
Hold on. I want to see when this was. Oh, 3 days ago. Oh, okay. Okay. I thought it was like an older one that came back to the front.
Come on, y'all. This thing is getting deep. It's very disturbing. This guy's like almost like a psychopath with all the information coming out, allegedly, hypothetically, in my humble opinion. It's getting bad, but this is the ex-girlfriend speaking her truth, right? And shout out to Molly. I'm going to play you this, right? It's disturbing. Trigger warning. Quick shout out to Molly. We had a back and forth years ago. I've shouted her out and given her credit on the coverage she's done with this situation, and I just I think that she's gone.
See, a lot of people have issues with Molly. They call her a. The fuck is it? Tragedy pimp. There we go. They call her a tragedy pimp. I kind of used to watch Molly. I just don't like how loud and obnoxious she is, and she's always constantly eating, which kind of drives me nuts. I mean, it's panel etiquette. That's why, like, if I got a cough or something, I'll mute my mic. I try. I know you can hear me. I have chronic sinusitis, so I'm constantly, I'm trying to blow my nose all the time. But I do have issues with Molly, but she is covering this JLR thing, and it's probably because of the money. As you've seen, people that I've never seen before are jumping on this bandwagon. I'm like, what the hell? I've never seen you before. I've never even heard your name before.
Above and beyond with the coverage, and it's so salute to her. I don't mind patching an old disagreement or whatever, so all clear on my end. That's second time I'm saying it publicly, so we'll see how it's perceived and taken. But let me get to the point of this video and play this. Ex-girlfriend talking about, whoa, and this is the clip.
Everything was a selfie opportunity, and then he started doing things like things that he shouldn't have been doing that worried me, trying to scam gift cards, and I just started seeing that he was, he never changed. Jonathan never changed. He's still a fraudster. And it's something that people don't know about him, and you can find the information if you really look it up. Jonathan, when he went to prison for wire fraud, that wasn't his first time going to prison. He was in Pennsylvania State Prison before that for phoning in a bomb threat to the Westchester Mall, and he made a prank call to two girls working in Wet Seal in the mall and threatened to slit their throats. And they got an order of protection, and Jonathan, I think he called back or something like that. Anyways, he was violated on that order. So when he got violated on that order, that's when he ended up doing a little bit of time in Pennsylvania State Prison. He's a 3-time felon.
I didn't know that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I listen to things when they're said, and here's what I can tell you. So I don't know how old you are watching this video. It's none of my business, but I'll share you a time frame about how old I am. I remember going to the mall, just as all of you, Don, and I remember going to into Wet Seal with some of my girlfriends at the time. Now, Wet Seal, to my knowledge, correct me in the comments, that was always like a teenage girl type of store. I guess women in their early 20s maybe could shop there.
I never shopped at Wet Seal. We didn't have money when I was growing up, but we always had money for McDonald's. I didn't get to wear the name brand clothing. Like my son now, he wears was it Abercrombie and Fitch and stuff because I buy it for him. I have the money to do it. Ish. I shouldn't say I have the money to do it, but school clothes. He gets like 4 or 5 pairs of jeans for the year and then a crap ton of t-shirts, and then Christmas comes and grandma buys him stuff. You know how it is? We didn't have that money. And Wet Seal clothes are not cute. They've never been cute. I'm sorry. I just don't like Wet Seal. And I don't like Maurice's either. That's the only clothing store that has stayed in our mall. Literally, it's a ghost town in the mall now because all of the stores are gone.
There, I mean, all women can shop there. Don't get me wrong, but what I'm trying to get at, and I could be wrong. So, ladies, definitely correct me in the comments if I'm getting this wrong. But Wet Seal was like a store for the most part teenagers. And then she did say two girls had to get a protection order against him. Okay, this is people, bomb threats, protection orders. I thought on that clip it was going to say that So she tells a lot. I'll leave a link to where you can get the full information. Comments below. Hit like on my video. But she tells you about him being on disability and food stamps and all that. Look, if you're
Why is JLR on disability? I mean, I know it's not our business. But why would he be on disability? I mean, my late husband had colon cancer and he got a disability, but he had cancer. JLR seems super healthy other than his one trip to the ER he had like a year or two ago. Oh, that's all. I'm not gonna even talk about that. But I wonder why he's on disability. I'm sure that'll come
struggling
up.
out there and you qualify for food stamps, then hey, it is what it is. No judgment on my part. But this guy, he has. If you know about this guy and him talking about, you know, some of these parents in these cases that have on food stamps, they don't have enough money to buy their kids food. Come to find out, dude, talk about calling the kettle, calling the pot black. Spit it out, Matt. I mean, this is out of control, people. This is out of control. And disability is a one that I really get mad about. I have been talking about this for years. There's plenty of YouTubers, and he is the prime example of this, that use the system. Here he is, all ultra MAGA and this and that. You know, if we can recall, just as of lately, with the whole food stamp stuff that Trump did, JLR was probably making memes too, because people were all worried about Trump cutting the food stamps off, right? And on top of that, I cannot stand people who abuse the system, okay? He abused...
JLR doesn't need food stamps unless he's not reporting how much he makes. He made anywhere between $30,000 to $55,000. I want to say it was for 1 week being out in front of Nancy's house. That's like what normal people make a year. He can make that a week.
People, if you're on disability, you cannot go you cannot go search for missing people. If you're on disability, you could not, if you're getting a disability check, that means you're unable to work a full-time job. That means you're unable to go provide labor for a place that produces a good or a service, a product that they can sell for profit, and you can be part of a labor group that they're paying for profit, whether it's hourly, whether it is a salary, whatever. You're getting paid for your labor. So the government cuts you a check. So basically, you can't get up and work a 9 to 5 because you're disabled and the government's taking care of you. So if you can go travel all over this United States of America,
yes,
looking all around these cases, doing all this walking around and holding the camera, you can go work a job. This has got to be, at some point, this has got to be illegal, and I guarantee you there's some fraudulent things happening. And now that we have this information, he's been doing this for years, right? So people, this is very concerning. And on top of that, with my last video that I did where he's talking about being in cyber gangs and the amount of fraud and stuff that he's doing, if you don't think that he's out there in front of Nancy Guthrie's house and all these cases that he goes to, and he's still using the system, collecting a check, somebody said it perfect in my last comments. People can change, but a fraudster and a scammer cannot change.
Exactly. I honestly thought he had changed. Like, when him and Magnolia got together, I thought Magnolia changed him. I was like, okay. He paid his dues back to the States with, you know, being in jail, prison, whatever. And I know he's flying under the radar. He's doing the bare minimum so he stays out of jail. I don't know if he's got like if he has like a 3-strike rule and then he's in there for life, or he does like another 10, 20 years. I don't know any of that. So I have no idea. But I'm assuming that if he gets caught doing something, I mean, I would assume, because what he did was really bad. Oh, really, really bad. So I don't know. It's his anybody's court stuff is none of my business, and I'm not going to go digging into it.
And lastly, this lady tells a lot, the ex, okay? And again, Molly, I believe, had 2 of the exes tell it all, right? But he was out of prison. So technically this is his past, but not really, because he had already been to prison. gotten out of prison, and then he did a bomb threat. Okay, he did a bomb threat, and to these girls at Wet Seal after he was released. He ended up going back. So miss me with it's his past comments. I can't keep up with what's the past. I'm counting the past as you did some mistakes, you got incarcerated, and you got out. I can't keep track of how many times he's going back in and out of the jail. Okay, so I'm gonna say this is not his past because the past excuse is already washed up because he already did the time and got out. So this is out of control, people, and it's White Boy with another one. Stay tuned. I have some big things.
Wow. See, White Boy's good. I put the link for that video in the chat. Make sure you go. If you got to go and just play it and put your phone down, give him the view. Give him the view. Follow him. Sub up. Do all that stuff. I'm not gonna go backwards. What the heck? What were we looking at? Oh, we were over here. Let's see. What else is gone? What the fuck? I can't see these Fs. I've already looked at that. Okay. Gosh dang it. Oh, what the heck? The dog and the Oh, that woke my dog up. I'm trying not to wake him up. You guys have any interview? We've already watched that. More want to be victim blaming. Y'all are making money off of her mother. The family already said they don't want y'all there. When did they say they didn't want anybody there? Is my question. You are ignorant to think she is gonna thank people who spin false narrative. What is this? Oh, Dad's Gone Lives. Okay, yeah. I follow him a little bit, but not too much. Yeah. You see who is what. I'm not gonna even touch that until I actually know that that's legit. Oh, what is this? Oh, J for Justice. Noticed a couple things in Brian Epstein's latest video. Looks like a green nut nylabone for a dog. Oh, okay. Oh, it does right there. Right there. We'll look at the pictures closely. Give me a sec. And something missing from this pot / statue thing by the garage service door. If Nancy's dog died in recent months, she'd still have a bone there. When did I think it was in December when Nancy's dog passed away. That looks like maybe something fell off and broke. That's what I'm thinking. Because that kind of does look like a stand. And then there's the bone. I'm not really looking too much into this. I wonder if that's what they used to prop the door open. Think outside the box. Give J for Justice a like, 'cause this is her stuff. What is this? I'm sorry, but thank God we have some amazing members of the public and those YouTubers and people like Jim exploring with Jim and all these other. What is this?
Investigators in the homicide unit because
What are your
well,
thoughts?
it just goes back to some of the things that the sheriff has done previous before any of this happened. The same reason why there were less experienced investigators in the homicide unit because he chose to move investigators out who were experienced. He and his crew chose to remove a pilot from the air unit who was supposed to work that day because of some issues that arose, some discipline issues. And in a vacuum, hey, you've got to be a good employee, right? But if you're only not a good employee because you talk kind of grumpy to people or you're kind of short with them.
So Nanos can remove people for discipline, but he can. Yeah, I'm not gonna even touch that. What is this? I'm reading it. I don't know if I want to read this out loud. Oh, okay. I know what this is. I'm not touching that. If you want to go back and read that, scroll back a little bit on the live and pause, and you can read it. There's just certain things I'm not going to touch. Rewatch the Savannah Guthrie interview with Huda. One question still lingers. Ooh, what is your question?
Rewatching. Hey, good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. I just had a couple minutes before class started, and I was just rewatching the Savannah Guthrie interview with Hoda again. And, trying to see if I could pick up any tidbits. Like many of you, right? We can zone in on a few of the things, such as the back doors being propped open. To me, I think the biggest thing has to do with what she said about her brother Mike, who's a former intelligence officer and fighter pilot, about basically that he said he's pretty much saw.
Wait, he called her brother Mike. Who is Mike? Did we unlock a new player in this kidnapping? I think he must have meant Cameron.
Clearly what this was from the beginning, and that she had asked him, do you think it was about me? And he said, yeah, maybe, sweetie, or something like that. So the issue it comes down to is, Savannah even admits that two of the ransom letters or emails that they had gotten, they thought it was real, that they actually responded to, and she believes that those.
This goes back to the little TMZ thing that we watched about them saying down at the bottom, the clothes and the damage inside the house. But Savannah, Annie, or Cameron, nobody has said anything about damage inside the house unless I haven't heard, unless I missed it. But yeah,
those were real. So to me, that's kind of interesting too. But my question that still lingers is, was there more than one person? I mean, we have an 84-year-old woman who is basically immobile, and then
yes. Was there more than one person? Do you think there was more than one person? I kind of do. I'm not gonna lie, because in the video he looks like he's trying to look in, because like my front door has like a an oval like glass thing, but it's like weird looking, so you can't like directly see somebody standing behind it because the glass is like weird. But yeah, it literally looks like he's looking in through the door, either A, to see if anybody's awake and moving around, or B, he's looking for his partner. He's looking for his partner in crime.
Savannah had said that the issue that comes down to, she, even on a good day, walking to the mailbox was was an effort. So,
Okay, that's about it with his. Seriously, if you guys want to put your opinions and theories, do it. I would love to hear what you guys think. I don't know what that is. Oh, this is my. When was this? Oh, this is Marsha. Let me see. Brian and heading back to Tucson to dig deeper into Nancy Grace. Nancy Grace. Oh my God, Nancy Guthrie case. That's on TT. Oh, there's stuff about Charlie Kirk. If you guys want me to do something on Charlie Kirk, because there's a new stuff coming out. Oh, I had to mute real quick. Sorry about that. Okay, you know what? Let's go look at media. If there's anything new. I already know that. What's this?
Find me Brian Guthrie.
No, that guy, no. It's literally like everything has been scrubbed. It's weird because it's a lot of old stuff on here. 15th. We already seen that. What's this? No. See, this ought to be an interesting media cluster fudge tomorrow, Thursday, 2/26. See? Everything is like that's new. I know that's new. We've already watched that. We've read that. What's a TMZ thing? That was March 5th. Everything is old. It's weird. See, that's new. Why is everything like it's all like getting mixed in? Let me see what Brian Enton has. What the hell? Oh my God. Probably spelling his name wrong because I'm just dyslexic and that's it. Yeah, I follow JLR. I'm not gonna lie. Day 58 since Nancy Guthrie disappearance. I'm back in Arizona. Latest here. That's 14 hours ago. Does he have anything on? Oh, P just popped up too. Come on. Come on. You can do it.
Guys, thanks so much for checking out my show. Really appreciate it. Please click to subscribe. Really appreciate all the support. It is day 58 in the search for Nancy Guthrie. This is Nancy's house right here behind me. Obviously, it's a lot quieter out here than when I was here a couple of weeks ago. I just flew back into Arizona, flew into Phoenix last night, drove here to Tucson. A couple of things that I want to work on here this week related to the Nancy Guthrie case, which I'll have more on later this week. But in this episode, I'm really focusing on the backside of the house, especially in light of what Savannah said about the back doors being propped open. I'm going to take you behind the house. I went with former Pima County SWAT Commander Bob Krieger back there and just discussed, what.
So they're letting people off the street go onto the property now? What the hell? This case was screwed from the beginning. First day, it was so screwed.
What may have happened here now that some of these new details are coming out about the doors being propped open. It's so interesting to be back here, by the way. I was home for a couple of weeks, but it's still so weird to think about what happened here and that it's still unsolved. So I'm going to get into all of it in this episode of Brian Enton Investigates. All right, hey guys. So again, I'm back in Arizona. I'm outside Tucson. I'm actually very close to Nancy Guthrie's house right now. I'm on the opposite side. Normally you guys would see me where I just was in the front of the house, her backyard, and the doors on the back side because it's something we didn't really dig.
I for sure thought, this is what I was trying to look at the other day, the awning that goes into the backyard. I for sure thought there would have been some sliding doors back here. But how many doors? There's 3 doors back there. This door, the one for the garage, and I'm not sure where the other one's at. How many doors were propped open and or which door? Or doors is what I want to know.
Dig that much into until Savannah Guthrie did her interview with the Today Show and said that the back doors were propped open. And again, it was doors plural. We put our drone up this morning to get a closer look at the back side of the house because I'd never really seen specifically what kind of doors they were, and I wanted to get a close look. I always just assumed that it was sliding glass doors back there. I don't know why. I just assumed she had sliding glass doors. That is actually.
I am not the only one that assumed that there were sliding glass doors back there because in a nice neighborhood like that, $1 million neighborhood or house, $1 million houses in a neighborhood, you're gonna have fancy things. Like I have my sliding doors. I don't live in $1 million home, but I have sliding glass doors. But like, you would think with that the grass in the yard, and then you got your brick wall that is gated to the pool, there would be sliding glass doors. I don't know why. Everybody thinks that.
Not the case. And when you look at the drone video, you can see they are just regular doors on the back side of the house. There's 2 that are like one is underneath the overhang. There's one kind of to the side of the patio area. So there's 2 right there. And then there's one over near the garage door. So from what I could see with our drone, there were a total
in the patio area. I think that's what he just said because that's where the 3rd one comes in because I know the one he just showed or the one under the patio by the chairs and then the garage one and then the patio.
Of 3 doors on the back side of the house. 1 seemed like it was connected to the garage though, 2 that were connected to the house. And what was interesting, again, they're not sliding glass doors. There are windows on the doors that I could see, kind of like pane glass windows on the top. And again, it was Savannah who said that doors, plural, were propped open when Savannah's sister Annie and her brother-in-law Tommaso arrived at the house. Before I get into more on this, let me replay for you exactly what Savannah said so you can hear it if you missed it.
We thought that she must have had like some kind of medical episode in the night and that somehow, the paramedics had come because the back doors were propped open, and that didn't make any sense. We thought maybe they came and there was a stretcher and they took her out the back, but her phone was there and her purse was there and all her things.
So that was what Savannah said. And obviously her saying the back doors were propped open opens up a lot of possibilities here, leads to a lot of possible theories. Did the abductor or abductors come in through the back doors and then go out through the front? And you're going to see in this episode, I'm about to take you with Bob Krieger again, who is the former SWAT commander.
Seriously, what do you guys think about the back doors? Why do you think they were propped open? I've got some theories, but I haven't stayed on one. I really want to go with there's 2, but I also want to go, or 2 kidnappers, but I also want to go with that was just for show to make them think they went out the back door.
For Pima County, we go to the backyard area of Nancy's, and I mean, you can just, and you're about to see it in detail, but I mean, the thought of them really traveling through this area, or especially going through this area behind the house with Nancy, is kind of hard to imagine.
There's no way Nancy, unless she was put in like a wagon, a wheelbarrow, wheelchair. There's no way she could have got through that. Can you imagine the amount of pain? She could barely walk to her mailbox. And then her walking barefoot on this terrain. We'll see the back.
Because there's so many thorns, there's so many cactuses, there's so many rocks. If it was nighttime, the fact that she
She would have been so much slower. Or she would have been complaining, my back hurts, or my hip hurts, or my knee hurts, my feet hurt. Anything. She would have complained the entire time because I know I would. I would do it. I would be like, "Bitch, give me some shoes." You know what I mean? Like, there's just I don't think there's no, she's not. She didn't walk out the back. I know she didn't walk out the back.
couldn't even walk to the mailbox some days. Savannah said it's hard to imagine her being able to walk through this back area or even them being able to carry her through this back area. But again, I mean, so did they go in through the back of the house and then come out through the front of the house?
Okay, sorry, I keep pausing because he said carry her through the backyard. She's really, really short. Was she like 150, 180? I don't, and then walking, no, they would not have carried her like firemen, like up over the shoulder. There's no way because of how dark it is there. I can show you with JLR's video. It is pitch black. I was actually shocked at how friggin' dark it is there.
We don't know, but there's a lot of interesting theories to talk about. So let me play for you my full interview as we kind of walk around the house with Bob Krieger. Again, he was he was with the sheriff's office here in Pima County for almost 3 decades. He was the SWAT commander. He pretty much done it all at the sheriff's office. So he's always a really, really great resource. He met me out here today to kind of go through some of this, and I want to play that for you. Thank you for meeting up with us, Bob.
No problem.
So we're at a neighbor's house. If you'll just kind of lead the way.
Sure.
I just want to see how close we can get and show people, you know, people don't really understand the terrain back behind Nancy's house. Oops. Apparently, this is now rattlesnake.
Yeah.
I thought this guy took him on Nancy's property. That was my bad. They are at a neighbor's house looking at the terrain.
They're starting to come out. A little early for them, but
Isn't that big
you'll
rock
see
right
there's
there?
pathways that a lot of neighbors.
Look at these. Look. Well, that's probably like a thing. But did you see that big rock? Hold on. Let me pause. Let me go.
They're starting to come out.
Look at that. That is just, look at these little rocks. No way. There's no way, because if Nancy would have been walking, let's say she's got a big rock like that in her backyard or outside her property. Let's just say outside her property. She would have tripped right over that shit because I know I would have. I'm clumsy, especially as dark. And then look at these little rocks. You step on one of those, it's like it'd almost be as painful as stepping on a Lego.
It's a little early for them, and you'll see there's pathways that a lot of neighbors put up. This is usually just common area, common ground, but we're back here and you can't even see her house necessarily. There's just so much brush in the trees, and we're probably 100 feet from it or so.
Look at that rock, those rocks right there. All these rocks.
So do people generally come back here, like in these neighborhoods?
No, it would be very rare. You see some of they might have little pathways, but it would be.
I'm sorry, I wanted to see the ground a little bit. Look at all these rocks. And he did say that the neighbors, they have pathways, which, okay, I get that. Is that pathway completely clear of rocks? Stones, sharp little stones. Probably not.
Pathways, but it would be more unlikely for just a person to walk back here, whether they live here or trying to get through the neighborhood, just because it's really difficult. And I am watching that.
Look how Brian's walking. Granted, he probably lives in a city in an apartment. Whatever, that's him. You do you, boo boo. But he's got tennis shoes on, and so does the other guy, and they're having trouble walking.
For snakes as we're going.
So the snakes, are we at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, and it's because we hit triple digits earlier here than we normally do. They've been a lot more active, so they might start waking up around now too.
Have you seen any have you seen any this season yet?
I haven't yet, but I've seen a lot of pictures.
Yeah. And do they? I mean, again, I'm from Florida. So
yeah.
Do they bite people regularly?
You have to really try to get bitten. Even if you almost step on them, they don't want to bite you because they don't want to waste their venom. I worked in a unit that we lived in the desert for almost 5 years, and we'd run into them all the time, and no one ever got bit.
Look at that. Look at that right there. You step on those. I think those have like the little pokey things that stick out on the end. Your shins would be gone.
So do you think there's a possibility that the suspect or suspects came? Be careful of this cactus, guys.
Yeah.
Came through this back way?
It's possible, but I don't really think so, because you see, like, unless you know exactly where you're coming and going, you already kind of you've probably already lost your sense of direction.
I have.
In just a few seconds back here, so you use things like telephone poles and things like that, but really these open areas just butt up to the backs of houses. So if anyone's ever back here, you're gonna get a lot of dogs alerting, and you're gonna have to really probably shoot through someone's yard. So it's not like a lot of normal like back east areas where you have alleyways and it's kind of common.
Yeah.
So
no one would normally come back here.
No, not at all. So I'm trying to remember exactly.
Even he thinks she didn't go out that way. There's no way. I could no. I mean, I grew up on a farm. I grew up running through, like, woods. There's no way I'd fucking do this. No way. I hate those little round balls that stick to your shoelaces. Oh god, those drive me nuts. I absolutely despise them. You should see me trying to pick them off. I can't I hate those things. Nope, not this is all bigger than those. There's no way I would do
He's
it.
got a brick house. I think that actually might be right there.
No, that's not it. Yeah, see, even you're confused.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's this way. I think we should follow the poles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because when I
Okay, so here's a good example. When that guy had asked him, pretty much, "Are you turned around?" He goes, "Yeah." Brian he is turned around. He has no idea where the hell he's at. And he was out there for what, about a month? Like, yeah, he just said, "There's the poles." He's trying to navigate himself by the poles. So unless you actually really know that area by the back of your hand, you have no idea where you're going.
I was looking at the drone, we're actually not as close as it feels.
Okay.
Do people ever, I mean, when you were working at the sheriff's office, did you ever respond to calls in spots like that? Do people hide in areas like this?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You say, if someone they were trying to burglarize the house and deputies showed up, they would get out here, and this is where we typically find they'd come in there like this and try and hide, hunker down underneath the trees, whatever it might be, trying to work a dog or something like that. But this is very common for that. And you'll see, this is what a lot of homeowners do. They'll just come back here and kind of throw some stuff up and try and turn it into a walkway or something. Who knows?
Oh, they probably made
maybe.
a path.
Yeah, even where I think it might be back this way.
See, they don't know where they're going. They're so
I'm gonna pull up my map real quick.
Yeah. Although I don't want to go in anyone's backyard.
Yeah. The good thing is none of this is backyard.
So this is all public?
Yeah, it's a utility easement. So we can pretty much go anywhere we want. Let me pull up the map real quick.
Here's the voices.
So this would also show you that if someone used it back here, they would have had to come out a couple times. They would have had to be real familiar with wherever they parked to get through here to get back to wherever they parked.
Yep.
And the streets like that we're on now, again, not easy to get out of the neighborhood, so just a little more.
So I think we're actually. Let me see that.
Yeah. So
this is her. Right here.
Yep. So let's see.
That's right there, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. This actually I think might be. Oh yeah. This is the house that CBS was using.
Okay.
So now I know exactly where we are.
Does your gut tell you that one of the suspects would have come back through the back way, like through here?
No, I really don't think so. At night, even if you're really familiar with the area, it's going to be tough to traverse, even though it's not real thick. Even though it was a fairly moonlit night, it's tough. You have to know where to park at. You're probably going across someone else's property to get to an area like this that's open. Then you have to get to Nancy's house. Ultimately, if you take her, bring her out the back, and there's no way they're bringing her back this way. So if they got there that way, they clearly had to go out to the front.
Yeah, because we know the back doors were propped open, according to Savannah. Is there any way you think they could have brought Nancy out this back way? It seems kind of impossible.
No, is it possible? Yes, highly improbable. Just based on.
Okay, so you guys seen the terrain, the stones and everything everywhere. Nancy couldn't have walked that. They barely could probably get like a wheelbarrow or something through all that because if you don't have a light, you ain't gonna know where the hell you're going. You're gonna run into something. They'd be all cut up. No.
On her size and the weight and carrying someone, getting over walls, you saw different. Yeah, you saw different just for us to walk through her by ourselves. Imagine trying to carry someone either by yourself or with the help of somebody. It's not easy, and so I don't think the back way would be practical at all. And it's not going to be quick, and it's going to be loud.
Yeah,
you're gonna get more attention at 1 o'clock in the morning in an area like this than you are walking up to someone's front door.
When people have dogs here,
sure,
and I'm sure that they're not used to people being back here, so
especially at that time of night. So you're gonna get all the dogs in the neighborhood barking, kind of going off and things like that.
Did you hear there was the dogs at this house nearby, and the owners were telling me that around the time that Nancy disappeared, the dogs wanted to go outside. Have you heard about this?
I have not.
And they were looking in the direction of Nancy's house.
Yeah.
And they never wake up in the middle of the night.
It would make sense. My dogs, if someone walks, I live in a very similar neighborhood, kind of geographically.
Okay. I do have to pause so I get fair use stuff. Sorry, guys. Why is my please enabled? My channels are enabled. Oh my god, whatever. Anyways, the dogs. Like Brian just said, the dogs were barking at like towards Nancy's house. Now, if you put that with just go along with me here. Those marks in her driveway, like the drag marks, it would be from like a wheelchair or a wheelbarrow or like a wagon. That would make a lot of noise. That would. So now I'm kind of wondering if they did put her in something and, wheeled her out. I don't know. The dog barking, I don't know.
like this, and if someone's walking or even in the area, they do the same thing. So, you know, because it's usually very quiet. So the littlest thing, a lot of dogs are going to alert to it, you know, and we've used that, you know, officers use that. If you're chasing someone through an area like this, you stop and you listen. If the dog's over there barking, I'm going that way, because that's probably where the people are going. So it would make sense. Very quiet, very established for a Tucson neighborhood. It's one probably the oldest ones.
See, look at all these right here, these patches and stuff. Unless they know their way, I'm assuming there's like how they have like the brick here or whatever, or there's a gate or something along here. But no.
You know, built in the 60s or 70s. So with that, you get a lot of the brush that you see. You know, you go to a newer neighborhood, the cookie cutters, you just don't get this type of vegetation that's had years and years to grow. And, you know, you see it's a lot of houses offset from the road fairly well, and tough to see the road or see what's going on. And that's why people move here. It's a
really
little more
nice
private. It
neighborhood.
is. It's gorgeous.
I'm gonna pause this real quick. I want to show you something. Let's see, I'm gonna share this. This is JLR. This is what it looks like in Nancy's house.
JLR investigates. Where is Nancy Guthrie? Day 58. I am out on Nancy Guthrie's street, Camino Escalante. I'm about to pull up to her house.
He's gonna
This is what
show
it looks
her
like
house.
out here at night. It's pretty dark out here. Pretty dark out here.
But look how dark it is.
And here's her house coming up.
You can't see
There it is.
driveway.
I'm gonna see her house from the road.
Yeah, look how dark that is.
What it looks like out here at night. Look at this.
But yeah, I wanted to share that so you guys can see how actual dark it is out there. That's crazy.
Established ones like this. That's kind of why I chose my neighborhood very similar to this. You know, larger lots. You know, you get that privacy that you're looking for, but then you also run into the privacy issue that you've run into with the case. You know,
yeah, the reason people love it made it harder.
Exactly. It's a double-edged sword. They've got cameras, but like the cameras at this house right here, they're not going to see us right now. We got too much brush in the way.
Savannah has now said that, you know, the back doors were propped open. And when her sister and brother-in-law arrived, the doors were open in the back. What does that mean to you? What does that piece of the puzzle mean to you?
You know, probably the way they got in, if not out as well. My hunch is they probably went out the front door because of the blood that was found out there.
Yeah.
You know, unless it happened right away and she happened to open the front door for them. But if they were propped open, obviously that was left for a reason. Quick in and quick out, whichever one it was.
Yeah, she used the.
Yeah, so it could have been in case they needed to get out fast, or to trick law enforcement thinking they went out the back, so they would be searching out here and find absolutely nothing. Like,
Were propped open. I guess I was just, why, if you were the bad guys, why would you leave the doors open?
Depending on what your plan was, for me, it's a quick way in and a quick way out. Just one less thing you have to think about, opening the door. You don't want it closing behind you and maybe automatically locking and you not know how to unlock it to get out. Just, it's a time thing. You want to plan your ingress and egress, and that's the way of doing it. And then that way too, you know exactly where you're going. You don't kind of get lost in the house. You know, you kind of see and remember where that open door is.
Do you?
real quick, if that was the doors were open for a quick in and out kind of thing, these people know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly, because I know I'm not gonna take the time, because I mean, they know she's there. They know she's there by herself. She's the only one there. So if I'm going into this house blind, let's just say I know nothing about this house. I don't know where anything is. Okay, keep in mind, remember how dark it is outside? Probably how dark it's going to be inside, unless she's got like some LED light or like a clock somewhere or something. You'll see that. But this, I'm thinking they knew their way around inside the house. And like he said, he believes the back doors were propped open for a quick in and out in case something went wrong. Because I would never think about doing that if I broke into somebody's house. I would go in and start going through their shit and throwing stuff in a bag and then bolting. 5 minutes tops, I'd be in there.
Think that they brought Nancy out the front and that's why we saw the blood there?
I think so. My hunch, my theory is that's probably what happened. It's unfortunate, but I bet if you polled this neighborhood, 75-80% of them have an open door most nights. Whether they forget to lock it or, like a lot of us, just they leave it unlocked because it's not that big a deal, and we feel safe in our homes, especially if you've lived in a house for 40 or 50 years. You know, that is your castle, and that is your ultimate safe feeling point, and so you just never know when something like this is going to happen, and it kind of makes you reevaluate, you know, just the overall safety and security of everything.
Savannah saying that that her mom was in her pajamas and didn't have shoes on. Mm-hmm. What did that mean to you?
That's someone who's going to bed, or at 1 o'clock in the morning was in bed. You know, she wasn't expecting visitors or guests, and wasn't expecting on going anywhere. So, you know, just I was asleep and I was awoken by this for whatever reason it was. And I think most of us would have been in that situation. I don't put shoes on others and knock at my door. You just kind of go and check what's going on.
I wonder if they carried her out, because I mean, it's not the kind of area you would walk without shoes.
No, absolutely. I don't think they would be too concerned about what her feet were like on the way out. But at the same time, again, my theory, my hunch is she was probably carried out. They probably restrained her inside some way, and as they left, they just carried her. It could be a one person.
See, if they restrained her inside and carried her out, and with what we heard with damage on the inside, or the damage, yeah, I think they said damage on the inside. She put up a fight. She put up a hell of a fight. They could have over the shoulder right out the front door, and that the blood splatter could be from her face, could be from a cut, and boop, right down on the ground, right over the back, and they didn't even know it was there.
Person job. It's easier with two of you, but 150 pounds or so from what I've been hearing about what she weighs. Dead weight's not easy to carry. If you've never tried to do it before, most people, you can't just throw someone over your shoulder. But if you have a partner, you can't. Once you get it up there, then it's relatively easy. So even with shoes, you come out the front door, you're just walking over some rocks at that point. It's not more of the desert terrain that we've seen some of today already.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how hard it is to carry a body. I didn't until someone kind of explained it to me. Like,
no,
it's awkward. It's
even dragging that amount of weight. If you don't know what you're doing or how to do it, you're probably gonna hurt yourself, and it's gonna be like 2 inches at a time. It's not an easy task. There's a science behind it, and once you know, that's relatively easy. So again, things that you can find on like everything else, YouTube or the internet somewhere. How do I carry someone? How do I get them off the ground easily? It's all body mechanics. It's easy once you know how to do it, but if you don't, which 99% of the population doesn't, like you said, it's not easy.
What else did you take away from Savannah's interview? I mean, do you think it's going to help?
Yeah, I do think it's going to help. The biggest help I think it's going to be is that it's keeping it current. It's keeping the people around in the neighborhood, nationwide, worldwide, with their eyes a little more focused on it. And again, I think that sooner or later someone's going to see something, hear something, remember something that maybe I guarantee there's people in Tucson who still don't know this is going on. Just because there's folks who don't watch TV, don't follow it, and like, oh my God, that reminds me of that woman I saw 2 months ago, and then they call it in. So that's how it's going to help. I keep saying I hope someone has the compassion for the family to just say, at least, hey, this is what happened, this is what's going on, so they get what they need. But at the same time, the likelihood of that happening probably is minimal. But as long as folks like you and Savannah can keep it in the collective consciousness a little bit, it's going to help.
And I've been gone for a couple of weeks now. What's the mood like here? I mean, are people still talking about it? How would you describe it?
It's definitely slowing down. Internally at the Sheriff's Department and the FBI, I haven't talked to those folks too much recently, but I know they're still working it. Locally, you're not seeing it as much, but it's still out there. Instead of being the lead story on the news, it might be 3 or 4, snippets in, but and it's not an everyday thing. But if something happens, if comments are made, or there's something that's going to help the case affect it some way, then it's definitely going to shoot right back to the top. It definitely hasn't been forgotten.
I hear something. I'm sorry. It was like a rumbling outside. I know we're supposed to get storms later today. I'm sorry. I was like, what is this sound?
And I don't think, with as much, light that's been shining, I don't think it's ever going to just disappear until something does happen.
Do you still have faith it'll be solved?
Yes, yeah, absolutely do. And I keep saying this. As a retired law enforcement, it's going to be solved. It might not be solved for a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, but it will be solved. There's no doubt about that. Unfortunately, so time just keeps ticking. Hopefully it's sooner rather than later. So whoever did it can get the justice, the family can get the justice.
Even if somebody's, okay, I hate saying this, and I know we all hate putting this opinion out there, but it's ran across our mind at least once during this whole investigation. If she is not alive, which I don't think she is, they just need to come out and be like, look, this is where Nancy's body's at. Do it anonymously. I mean, yes, granted, it would be nice to get a conviction out of this. But from what we've seen Savannah say, they just want Nancy physically. They want Nancy physically, her body. I hate to say her body thing, but they just want her at this point.
That they deserve, and we'll go from there.
Anything else, Bob, you think is important?
Just it's keeping it out there, and also remembering that this is unique because of who Savannah is, and there's other folks who are going through this, and I'm sure that there are families who are sitting there thinking, how come my family doesn't get this? And I can say as much as I can say that I do know that the Sheriff's Department does give that same amount of effort to everybody. This is such a unique type of case where someone has disappeared in this manner for this long with this little information, but they have worked cases like this where weeks and months later they find people, they find them across the country or elsewhere. So don't think that the normal person isn't getting the same type of police work, because they really are. This is just getting the attention because of who Savannah is and who her family is. Yeah.
I really appreciate Bob for taking the time to talk with me. I've only been gone a couple of weeks, but it is kind of weird being back out here in Arizona. Just kind of saying hi to all the neighbors again, kind of reconnecting with everybody, talking to my sources. I've got a couple of things that I'm going to work on this week out here that I've been planning, so I'll have more for you on that later. It was interesting seeing the backside of Nancy's house like that. just because, again, unless you're here and you see the neighborhood and you know the terrain, you don't realize how rugged it is. And just being from Florida, again, I mean, I'm used to like swamps and gators, but the whole rattlesnake thing here, and there's just everything has thorns, it seems like. And they really do take.
See, I want to say he's kind of used to the terrain, but he's not. Florida and Arizona are two completely different states. But he's used to probably when he was a little boy, he probably went out in like the woods or the swamp area and was walking on logs and stuff. Which I mean, we've all done that as little kids. We walked on down trees and stuff, whatever. But it's a different kind of terrain, as he said. It's different, but he's kind of got the sort of idea of how to walk. Cause like if you live in a city and you grew up in a city and you never went out to the country to go play in a field, to go play in woods or um, play on a farm, like whether it be animals or just like machinery for for like carrots and stuff like that. Because that's the area that I live in. That's the area I grew up in. It's different. You got to get oh god, I don't want to say sea legs because we're not in the sea, but you've got to adjust your body to climb on things. I can monkey myself around a combine right now if I wanted to. I mean, I'm an '80s baby. I was born in the '80s, raised in the '90s. This is the shit we did for fun because we didn't have internet on demand. We didn't have cell phones. We had dial up. You had dial up if you were lucky. I didn't get dial up till I was like 21, okay? But you learn how to maneuver your body in certain oh god, what is the word I'm looking for? Like certain areas, certain land types. And I know Brian knows how to do that growing up in Florida. I'm sure he's played in some type of weird stuff. But my point is he was having trouble walking through this. I mean, I know I would.
Take the rattlesnakes seriously, by the way. I mean, several people have warned me, like, hey, you got to be careful of the rattlesnakes. A couple of the neighbors have already seen them out in the last couple of days. I guess this is the time of year where they really start coming out. So that's serious too. And that also goes back to, by the way, you guys remember I interviewed the handler of the search dogs. This was a couple of weeks ago. But the conditions here for like canines and for search animals and for police canines it can be really intense. I mean, they get thorns in their paws. They have to wear booties, which is another reason. Just it's rugged terrain to search. It's really, really rugged, even in the neighborhood, even in Nancy's neighborhood like this. So hopefully you guys got a good visual of that from this episode. So I'll keep you guys posted. Again, there's a bunch of stuff I'm working on. I'm going to be here all week. I appreciate you guys for watching. Got here late last night, by the way. I actually flew into Phoenix and then drove here to.
Okay, Brian, we don't need to pay attention to any more of that. Yeah. That one's old. Let's see here. What am I doing? Well, let's see. Let's check in on Tucson's. Is he down there? Or he's down there. He's not live though. He's got the scanner on. Y'all are seeing my backside of who I watch and what I watch. You tell I'm a little nosy. I don't see anybody that's live right now. Hold on, let's go. Okay, breaking the case of Jennifer Coffendoffer. Dolly's live. Oh my god, don't even start. I wanted to go over the Duggar stuff so bad, but I don't even know where to start. Mysterious case. Who's that? I've never heard of these people. Investigator points to local suspect in Nancy. Oh, hold on. Let's play this.
In 2026, given the size of current genealogy databases, the likelihood that any individual in the United States has 0 relatives who have submitted DNA approaches 0. The family tree will build.
Okay, no. I don't know who that guy is. Let's go through kidnapping. Oh, hold on. I gotta mute. I'm trying to sneeze. Give me a second. Oh, and didn't want to come. Oh, look who's live. Look who's live. I think that might be it for right now. Let's go back over to... I was looking at Burnt Toast, see if Burnt Toast had anything. She's awesome. Okay. I wanted to see something. Nancy Grace. I kept seeing it. Let me see here. Oh, he walked into school and was never seen again? What the hell? This poor little boy. Let me see, what is this? 9 hours ago. Hoping they catch at least one person involved and soon. People were talking about Nancy Grace was saying something along the lines. See, shocking body cam, attempt, murder. Nope, that's not what we wanted. Why are they still talking about Chris Watts? Epstein. See, a key moment is March 24th. Oh, I think we've already watched it. Let me go over to her YouTube real quick. No. What the hell? Why were people talking? Oh yeah, you guys hear Tiger Woods got arrested again for probably another DUI. 3 days ago? Then I don't know where these people are getting this information at then, because they were talking about, how Nancy was going off about the cop or something. I don't know. See, we watched that. Oh, god. You guys hear we're not gonna watch this because he's just starting. But I am going to put this in. It's the history the history of JLR and Naomi. Bullhorn Betty desperately tries to defend JLR and BE, #1 fangirl. You're gonna go I want you guys to go over and watch this because he's just starting out and putting it in the chat. Make sure you sub up and like. I'm probably just gonna get off here because I got some more adulting to do, and it's a little after 10 here. But yeah, go over, watch his stuff. This guy's good. I'm telling you, this guy's good. But if anything, I'm sure something will happen today because JLR is gonna be down there. Something's gonna pop off. But if anything happens, I'll go live. So make sure you're following whatever. So you know when I go live, whatever. You know the whole spiel. I'm not gonna like force you to do it. But all right, I'm gonna get off. You guys go over, watch him. I'm gonna be watching my